match. Got a BJJ match. Let me go ahead and put the master. So, I got a BJJ match, a couple of them coming up in the tournament in about 7 weeks time, 6 weeks time. And what I'm going to attempt to do is try to beat experts at the Naga tournament. It's all probably going against brown belts, black belts, at worst, purple belts. I mean, at the worst, yeah, purple belts. And what belt am I? I'm a white belt. Now, am I really a white belt? Probably not. I'm probably more along the lines of a blue belt that should be going into purple. Just like off of experience based, if I spent all my time at one school and actually got like the levels and all that stuff. But I don't got time to sit there and try to grapple people butt naked. So, the situation is this. How do you beat a master? Because that's really what I'm going to play. I'm going to be playing guys who are far more experienced in jiu-jitsu than I am. And so what I learned to do is you take a lesson from people who have already done it. So I love watching Izzy Adesanya. Izzy Adesanya is one of my favorite fighters to watch and pay attention to. Because when Izzy came into MMA, I think he might have been a blue belt. Maybe a white belt. He had almost no grappling experience. Zero grappling experience. And everybody said all they're going to do to Izzy is take him down, beat him up, just wrestle fuck him. He's not going to have any opportunity to be able to compete. And I was along the lines of thinking like that too. But upon watching this fight, I realized something. If you understand where your weakness is at, you are no longer weak. Because any weakness can be flipped into an advantageous position if you understand that you're weaker. And so if you watch Izzy's early fights, what he did is he learned something which is called anti-wrestling. Because in MMA, you guys both start off on your feet. So the guy has to take you down in order to beat you up. But if he can never get into the range to take you down and beat you up, then it essentially becomes a stand-up battle. And so what Izzy did in all his fights was he forced a stand-up battle. You might be asking, well, if he doesn't know how to wrestle, he doesn't know how to fucking do jiu-jitsu, how do you force these guys to stay in a stand-up battle? Very simple. He took extreme caution in the idea and the practice that you don't allow this guy to get into a range where he can take you down. And if you know that he's going to try to take you down, you simply reinforce your defenses to ensure that he cannot take you down. And that's my same idea of competition. What I can do is I can force them to wrestle. Now, if I happen to go into a brown belt or a fucking black belt that happen to be a fucking all-American wrestler, then I'm fucked. I really have no chance of winning this thing at all. And I'm very, very well aware of that. But so would most other jiu-jitsu guys understand that too, that they're going against somebody who has a brown belt or a black belt. They have no chance of fucking, if they're going against somebody who's an American wrestler, it don't matter what fucking belt you got. That guy's taking you down. You're not getting back up. So the odds that I'm going to go against an all-American wrestler, I like my odds of that not happening. Give me a second as I go order some food real quick. Show you guys a little bit of the day of my life. Yeah, because once you understand, okay, my advantage is I probably have a higher cardio. I'm definitely probably stronger, and I'm a shorter guy. That's it. Hello again. All right. Let me grab a whatever this is. Is blueberry? Oh, never mind. Not a fan of blueberry. Is blueberry? Let me get a old fashioned. Yeah, plain. And I'll grab one of those sandwiches. That works. Yeah. Oh, you just throw the change in.
Yeah, 14.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Realize is okay. If I'm going against guys who know that they can beat me in a situation where we get tussled on the ground, all I gotta simply do is don't get tussled on the ground and score points. You wrestle, take them down, and force them to have to take me down. And here's what you guys don't understand: if anybody's ever been grappling, it is much more difficult. It is much more difficult to take somebody down that knows that you're trying to take them down. So my advantages in the match, is that he doesn't know how good I am on the ground. And my goal is to make sure he doesn't find out how good I am. My goal is to make sure he doesn't find out how good I am on the ground. And the way I do that, make sure we don't get to the ground. And then force him to be in a panic mode where he has to try to take me down. And here's what I do know from my years of football. I am extremely difficult to take down. Very, very difficult to take down. If I don't want to be taken down. Because as a running back, you're used to multiple people trying to take you down. So if you got a bunch of people trying to take you down with pads on, where they can grip you, pull you down, and you don't get taken down, one man who weighs my weight, who I know that needs to take me down, is not going to take me down. And then from there, I can counter. But the secret is, I got to be able to get that guy down. But here's the other thing that you guys learn about jiu-jitsu. Are people who are super heavy jiu-jitsu practitioners. 95 to 99% of the time, they rarely, if rarely ever, start from the feet and then have to take each other down. They rarely do that. And then once they do that, it's not like they're used to somebody getting up and resetting and then try to take them down again. Most of the time, once they get to the ground, it then becomes a battle of submission. And here's another thing about submissions. There's only somebody that can submit you. Now, if I get leg lock, I'm just tapping out immediately. I'm not going to try to fight because I'm not taking any chances with a leg lock. Too dangerous. But all I got to do is just run away and stall. And then force frustration. And as the person starts to get more frustrated because they're in a match that they expected to be a lot easier than they expected, fatigue sets in. Because now time sets in. So now you have to push harder than you expect it to be. In the words of Chael Sonnen, when you find yourself in a harder match than you expect it to be, you then begin to fatigue faster. You start to make mistakes. You start to take bigger gambles and risk. And all you gotta do is just get up on points. 4 points is all I need. Because if I get 4 points and I can stay up, and I can constantly keep threatening and takedowns, and if he gets to the point where he doesn't want to wrestle, and if my cardio, if my gas tank is strong enough, like I've been training to think it's going to be, I don't believe I can be taken down. I simply don't believe it. So this is going to be an interesting match. Interesting time, because I really can't wait to see it, because I have no fear, and I refuse to grapple or practice grappling, because if I start to practice and I think I try to grapple, I will no longer operate on freedom. And my whole gist of my fight is going to be free. I have no preconceived connotations. I'm not going to attempt to act like I'm a jiu-jitsu practitioner. My only goal in it is to keep the fight standing, take the guy down, and get back up. That's the only game I'm playing. He can play the jiu-jitsu. He can take a guy down, hold down a position, submit me, armbar me, any of that stuff. I refuse to get in a position where I get that done to me. And then he's getting into a different game. So now if we're playing different games, and once again, it all comes down to competitive nature. the idea of Randy Couture, which was Randy Couture always said, the game is about competition. Fuck your black belt, fuck your orange belt, fuck whatever belt you got going on. It's about the gold belt. Are you willing to compete? And I'm willing to compete, sir. I'm willing to compete with anybody, anytime, any day, any rule set besides BJJ pure rule sets, because then I'll probably lose because I don't have any BJJ rule set. But if it's somebody of my equal stature, then we gotta fight. But anyway, that's my fucking say so. I think I'm gonna surprise some motherfuckers.